Project assessment criteria, character exposition. Student's name Antonio Verdi Torres. Teacher's name Rodrigo Timoteo. Grade and group 201C. Campus La Concepción. Subject English Basic 2. Date May 23rd, 2020. Michael Carrington story. My name is Michael Carrington. I'm 45 years old and I was the boss of the crew that made the biggest heist in the history of the USA. In 1958, me and my crew took $20.5 million in gold from the Federal Reserve of Treasury in Los Angeles, California. The FBI and the US government was behind all of us every time since we did the heist in March 8, 1928. All the crew needed to hide and escape from them for too many years. I will never forget the moment when I did the heist. Michael's Carrington background. Before all this happened, I'm born in a small town near Ohio named Clownsville. My mother was an exotic dancer, and my dad had a small business that by the time it went out of business, and all my family started to be poor. I have three little brothers, and I'm the oldest son in my family. I started doing small jobs in high school with a pair of friends, and by the time I started to do more and biggest jobs in my town, sometimes I think that if I wasn't poor, I would start to rob to other people. In 1957, my mother got very sick, and before that, she had never been interned into a hospital, and in the moment, anybody in the family had money to pay the hospital, so I thought in big and planned to rob the Federal Reserve of Treasury in Los Angeles. That was something that was impossible because no one in the history had robbed the Federal Reserve, and if we robbed, we could be richest people in the world. So I called my crew and started to do all the prepares to give the haste. We were preparing and studying everything all over 6 months. I was so nervous in the morning of the heist. I didn't know what was going to happen, but anyway, I wake up early that day and pick up the crew to start the heist. The operation went so well in all the ways possible. The bags with gold, which I was carrying, were given to another member of the crew. After all the members of the crew went out with bags with gold, and we wait a few weeks to move the gold and to sell it. After that, any one of the crew saw again, and I could pay the treatment of my mother and give my family a better life. The rest of the story is what all of you already know. The end. Written by Antonio Verdi Torres.